Once, once upon a time, there was a miller who had 3 sons. When the miller died, he left them everything he owned.
I am glad I own the mill. I will be the miller.
The donkey is mine and he can work for me.
The only thing that I own is this old cat. We have no home, Puss. What are we going to do?
Then, to the youngest son, surprised, the old cat began to talk.
You have always been kind to me, so do as I say from now on, and I will make your fortune. Give me a hat, a pair of boots, and a bag.
The youngest son did as he was told.
Here you are, Puss. Here's a hat, some red boots, and a bag.
Now I am puss-in-boots.
Puss-in-boots hurried off with the bag over his shoulder. At last he stopped at a field and pulled up a carrot.
I will put the bag down here on the ground with the carrot inside, and hide behind this bush until a rabbit comes along.
Soon a rabbit hopped into the bag and then Puss-in-Boots pulled the string tight.
I will take this rabbit to the king. I know he likes rabbits too.
Off went Puss-in-Boots to the king's palace.
This is a present from my master, the Marquis of Carabas.
I am very pleased with this present. I like rabbits too.
Thank you, master.
Every day Puss-in-Boots took more presents to the king. He said that they too were from his master, the Marquis of Carabas. Puss-in-Boots had a plan to make his master's fortune.
Go down to the river for a swim. If anyone talks to you, say you are the Marquis of Carabas. I'm going to hide your clothes.
No sooner had our youngest son waded into the water when the king's coach came along.
Help! Help! My master, the Marquis of Carabas, is drowning, and his clothes have been stolen.
Stop the coach! Stop the coach! Save that young man in the river. Don't let him drown.
The king's men ran to save the youngest son from the water.
Lend him some of my clothes from the box on the back of the coach and help him dress.
When the miller's son was dressed, he looked very fine indeed.
Father, to ask the young man to ride with us. Marquis, come and join us on our ride around my kingdom.
The youngest son climbed into the coach and sat beside the beautiful princess. In the meantime, Puss-in-Boots had raced off ahead of the coach. Soon he came to some men who were cutting corn in a field.
When the king passes this way, tell him this cornfield and all this land belongs to the Marquis of Carabas.
Yes, yes, we'll do just as you say.
A little while later, the king's coach came to the cornfield and stopped.
Who owns this cornfield and all of this land? It all belongs to our master, the Marquis of Carabas.
You own a lot of land.
By now, Puss-in-Boots had reached a huge castle which was the home of a cruel giant.
I have been told that you can turn yourself into any animal you wish.
I can be a lion. Just watch me.
Puss-in-Boots tried not to show how afraid he was of the fierce lion.
That is amazing. But could you turn yourself into a very tiny mouse? That would be harder to do.
That's not hard. I can do that.
In a flash, the giant turned himself into a tiny mouse and scuttled across the floor.
Good. Now I can catch him and eat him up.
Just as Puss-in-Boots was raising his paws, he heard the king's coach tapping at the castle door.
Welcome to the home of my master, the Marquis of Carabas.
Yes, do come in, and please stay for dinner.
The king and the princess enjoyed the food and wine.
So, will you let me marry your beautiful daughter?
Oh, fuck. Oh, father, you don't say yes. Your turn.
Hey, it's your turn.
Oh my god. I am delighted that you want to marry my daughter.
The miller's youngest son and the princess were married and the very next day, and they lived happily ever after with their cat, the clever puss-in-boots.
Do you really want to do it? No! Princess? No, I don't.